character, you are the director, you are the mastermind behind the story of your life. You are also the creator, the mastermind, the screenwriter, the director, the actor, all simultaneously of the life that you are currently living. If you do not like the current life that you are living, there's a couple different ways you can change it. You can change the script because you are the director. You can change the character because you are the character in your life. Then you can also change the entire screenplay by just simply completely changing your ideals. Now let me give you an example, guys. Have you ever been laying late at night or something and you have this thought of like, oh, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to wake up, boom, do all these things, and then that morning comes, right? And you wake out of bed, and you're walking around, all of a sudden, all those things you thought about at night, they don't really click as easy as you were thinking about them just 12 hours earlier or 8 hours earlier, right? The reason that is, guys, is because when we're laying in our beds at night and we're thinking of this perfect movie in our head of what our life should be, all these things that we're going to accomplish, we're going to do, we almost think that we're Superman. The reason it's so easy at night and while you're laying there is because you're thinking about all these hard things about the movie of your life, but it's all while you're nestled in your bed, while you're comfortable. You're not even moving, you're just laying there. You're just laying there and you're thinking about all these things, and it's just the thoughts seem so easy. The problem is when you wake up and you start living that movie of your life, all those things you thought about at night require a significant amount of action, right? A significant amount of action. A lot of people say, man, somebody in the comments was like, man, you're pretty fit. Well, yeah, I'm pretty fit. I've been working out for 20 plus years of my life, all the time, every day. I rarely skip a day. So those action steps that you propel forward to where it is that you want to go are what create that movie that you're wanting your life to be while you're laying in bed thinking about how easy it could be. It's not easy, guys. It's not those things that you're thinking about at night. They're 100 times harder when you wake up and you actually have to create them, or you have to live the action steps necessary to get to that life that you want to live. Now let's take it a step further. A lot of people also, you ever seen these people that their character isn't really in line with the life or their movie that they're actually thinking that they're living? Okay, let me give you an example. You ever seen the person that's dressed as a businessman? You ever seen these people that are like dressed really in business attire, and you talk to them and they lack common skills. They lack the necessary cognitive thinking that would be the person that is dressed like that, or how you would perceive somebody dressed like that. They're a wannabe businessman, but they're not really possessing the necessary skills to fill the suit that they are wearing, right? You ever seen these people? So these people right here, they actually are disconnected between the actual director and the actor of the movie of their life. See, they know how to perceive to other people that they are a certain character, but they are unable to perceive to their audience that they actually have a good screenplay. They actually have a good movie. So to really propel your life into the exact fashion of what it is that you want to be, you have to have a little bit of both. You have to make sure that you are, for one, fundamentally writing the book, writing the story, writing the movie exactly how you want it. But then you also have to fit the part. You could have the best movie in the world, but if you don't have the right characters of that movie, you're going to have a bad movie. It's the same thing. If you could have the best actors in the movie, but if you have a bad director, you're not going to get a good movie. We've seen this time and time again with Netflix movies where we see, these notorious actors that we saw 10 years ago in Paramount films, and suddenly they're in a Netflix movie and you can't believe it's the same actor. It's because the director sucks, right? They might have a lot of money, but they cannot create a good movie. It's the same thing. You might have a great storyline. You might have a sequel to a movie with the exact same director that chose to use different actors, and those actors, they ruin the entire movie. It's the same thing. So when you have a when you have a life or you have something that you want to do, you have to have both. You have to have the ability to understand what it takes to make that great life. You have to also be able to fit the necessary character traits to make that great life. You cannot have one without the other, guys. It's a recipe for a bad movie, a bad life. So you need to, when you're lying in bed, rather than thinking about the actual life that you want to live, the actual movie that you want the character to be, rather than that, think about the necessary action steps to create that life that you want it to be. Think about what it takes fundamentally to create that character that you want to be. If you just see yourself riding around in a fancy car and, living the life that you want, rather than thinking of that, think about what it takes to create that type of character to get the life that you want to be, right? I'm just using that as an example. Not everybody wants a fancy car. Not everybody wants all that stuff. Some people everybody's story and everybody's life is completely different. I'm just giving you broad examples so you understand and context what we're talking about. So, action steps, directing those action steps, create a good life. You have to be able to go through the motions. You have to be able to write an applicable action plan, and then you have to be able to follow through with that through your action. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think about your life. What is your perfect life going to be? We'll catch you very soon. Thanks for watching.